everybody, it's Debbie here and welcome back to my Crafty Den. I just want to share a little project that I thought I would do. There is a challenge that goes out every June and July, and apparently this is the 10th year that it's been happening. Now, I've watched a few other people do this challenge. I think Karen Birchall does this as and she goes by Crafty Katie, and the challenge is out by it's been put out by Daisy Yellow, I believe is the name, and she calls it ICAD, an iCard a day, for 61 days. So for all of June and July. 61 days is a long time, and I am definitely not planning on going on and doing 61 cards so they're index cards is what they are. I don't plan on doing 61 index cards and making that my whole channel, because that's not what my channel is about, but I would like to do the challenge. So my thoughts are, I sat while I was thinking about it and I doodled, and this is just a doodled card. So now I do not have any index cards. I'm currently at the house in Ontario. All my index cards have already been moved to the other house and I had none left. But index cards are 4x6 standard size. So you could do your cards a little bit smaller. I think people do them on memory decks cards and different things like that. But I just doodled, and I put down June 2020, and yeah, so you can do anything. Now she supplies prompts. I just put the number 1 here because this is the first year that I am doing it, and I thought I would number them. And this is just a card that I doodled while I was thinking about it. So I just doodled with, I had a purple, an orange, and a whatever color that is. I'm not even sure once it went down on the paper. This kind of mustard color, just some flare pans, and I was watching TV. So I doodled on this thinking about whether I was going to do it or not. So that is kind of my intro card. I also decided that I was going to take my coffee box. This is just what some of my coffee pods came in, and I'm going to decorate this box, and hopefully 61 of these cards will fit in this box, because this box is a hair over 6 inches. So now I don't have any index cards, so how am I going to fix that? Well, I do have a box of scraps of scrapbooking paper in there, and my thoughts were I'll just cut 4x6 inch pieces, do them, and then put the daily prompt on the back and the challenge when I'm done. So I like having the nice plain white surface to create on, and I think I can do that while I'm here. I'll probably miss a day and have to play catch up whilst I'm driving back and forth, so I'll do that. But I did one yesterday, and the prompt was hopscotch. So with very limited supplies, I took a paintbrush, and I mean, I have none of my artist paintbrushes here, so I took a paintbrush. I've got about half my crafting paints here. So I took some brown, like this, and some yellow. I toned it down with a little bit of this yellow, and I did a bit of a background. Then I took some black acrylic paint, and I dry brushed, like just very lightly dry brushed from corner to corner both ways to get this a little bit of texture on here. Then I used a little bit of a makeup sponge that I had left on my table in my craft room, and using the size of the end and the broken cut end that had already been used, I just dabbed it in the yellow paint and created myself a hopscotch. It was one of my favorite things to do in school, so I decided to put the quote, "Imagine your inner child," on here. So that was my day one using the theme hopscotch. Now I'm working on day two. So I'm going to just bring I have a magazine. I didn't have a drop cloth or anything to put down on my table, but I have a magazine. So on this one, the theme is, or the prompt is marigold. So I have to let this dry now, but look at all that yummy texture in there. So what I did was using the acrylic and I didn't use the tropical orange. I wanted more orangey, so I went with the flag red. I put a few drops of flag red in that yellow paint and using the same, this may end up being really, really worn out by the time I'm done, but I used this, and I'll show you a sped up condensed bit of working on this one until it's done. And I think what I'll do is just speed up and then present each of my cards as I go as a little wee clip, and that way I can present them each week. I'll do like my first 7 and then present them, and then so on and so forth. So this video is going to be ICAD Challenge 2020, days 1 to 7. So I hope you enjoy.
you gave me the letter. I guess it was July. You said we'll be better, but I don't know why. I should be so lonely when I close my eyes. Imagined you're mine. Sometimes I feel tired of my heavy thoughts. It's like start a fire when we're on the boat, and I'm on my own now, wasting my nights without you behind. Like you used to say, I find these old letters with a heart round my name. I see it so clearly that you won't believe. I just wanna stay here with you, my life. There's not much to do when all I can is thinking about you. Not doing well, don't know where you are, 'cause you're not here. It's been way too long. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you're safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would. We talk on the phone every night. Love to hear your voice. Not sleeping well, and I know that you're right, but you should know it. You've been gone for way too long now. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you are safe and that I will see you soon. If I can lay down beside you, I would. Even if you're gone, I won't forget you. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing. And even if you're gone, I will remember. You're all I know, what I need, and that ain't changing. If I could lay down beside you, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you're safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would, I would. If I could lay down beside you, I would, I would. When nothing really matters, that's all I wanna do. I hope that you're safe and that I will see you soon. If I could lay down beside you, I would, I would. I would, I would.
So here is my little stack so far, and I've done 7. So this was just my intro card. And this one, the prompt was hopscotch, which is very obvious which direction I took. And marigold, again, kind of obvious which direction I took. I decided to just doodle a little bit for these ICADs because I don't doodle very often. And I kind of like, yeah, I kind of like this here. Not as happy with the other one, but, and I put down the quote, "The sound of rain needs no translation." I love listening to the rain as long as I don't have to go out in it. And this one was just some decoupaged papers. I just loved this combination of purples. Really loved them. And I added a border of washi tape just because it went. And I kind of finished off, framed it. So flowers grow out of dark moments. So the theme for this was album. As you can see for this one, I just didn't know which direction to go in, so I didn't go in a direction. Next, I have this one. It says, "'Tis never too early for a cup of tea." I had this really pretty teapot that I actually cut. I just fussy cut it out of a page from a calendar, and I'd kept it. I love that teapot. And I just put some sequins on the bottom. So I don't know. I think that's cheating a little bit. So the theme for this one was 1980s. And I just didn't go anywhere near the theme at all. This little girl was just a little piece of paper, a little card that somebody had sent to me in some Happy Mail, and the little pieces they sent had been tea dyed, so that when I ripped the edges of this little card off, it already had coloration on the paper, which I absolutely loved that because I have no stains, I have no blending tools, nothing like that here. I'm trying to create with a very bare minimum, a big box of scraps, a couple of flare pens, and some watered down glue that had almost dried up. Yeah, basically that's it. So that's what I did. I just tore some pieces. Yeah, so everything has beauty. Everything has beauty I put on there, and I love that. I think this is actually my favorite piece. And once again, I decided to doodle because all I had that had anything to do with dream catchers here was this little piece that was in that scrap box, and it says dream on it. It has a little stamp in the corner, It has some flowers, a little cancellation stamp on them. So I decided to just draw a dream catcher. Now I know the weekly prompts, she had some weekly prompts, and they were, for week 1, it is typography, symbols, graffiti, found text, and lists. So I decided to just doodle a dream catcher and use some text. And I just put the word dream on here in my own, I just did my own handwriting, but I'm actually liking the way this turned out. I loved this kind of sepia colored yellow bit of paper to start with, and the fact that this was, and then I just used a brown flare pen. I think I've only got 8 colors to choose from, maybe 6, 7 colors to choose from. And yeah, so I did. I like this. I like the way this one turned out. So this is Dreamcatcher. So, and Highway. So this is quite obvious. I just glued on. It was I kind of did this one. Okay, so here's another new thing that I'm trying to start is glue pages. So for this one, that's exactly what I did. I just used bits and glued them down, and then for my typography, I just put these highways, and they are all highways in Ontario that I've traveled frequently. So yeah, that's what I did. I just put down highways that I knew and traveled frequently. Now these are highways that I could travel without the use of a GPS. I can go anywhere on these highways without a GPS. So there, that's my first 7. And here they all are together. Just loving this. Just loving it. Having fun with it, even with the cramped abilities because of my limitations in my supply department. Yeah, so anyway, here they all are. All of my, let's pull this one out of here a little bit too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 1 is done. I hope you liked it. I'm going to carry on and I'll keep posting. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to, add some music after I speed them up like 6 or 7 times and kind of show them to you at the end. So thanks for watching, everybody. I do hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.